Next we will start with economic load dispatch. So this basically is the most economic and efficient way in which the load demand can be met. So the important parameters here is the fuel cost and the other is the output power. Okay, so this is represented as F and this we represent as P. Now the important parameter that is required for economic load dispatch is incremental fuel rate. So this is given by dF by dP. As the load demand increases, the fuel cost will also increase. So this curve is going to be something like this. So sometimes there will be some constraints that are given. What is the minimum amount of real power and what is the maximum amount of the real power. Now first we will discuss the economic dispatch neglecting the losses and then we will include the losses as well. Economic load dispatch without losses. So what is the objective here? We have to minimize the fuel cost. So minimize the total fuel cost. There are going to be multiple generator units and each of the generator unit is going to have a certain fuel cost, let us say. So we have to minimize the entire total fuel cost. Okay, so this is given by integral I is equal to 1 to n Fi. That means simply it is the fuel cost of each individual plant. So this is the objective. We call this as objective is to minimize total fuel cost. Okay, so this is the objective. Next is the constraints. So these are the operation research problem. So we are going to use certain techniques here. So we don't need to know why we are using that. Just understand that these are some techniques that we use to obtain this objective, that is minimize the fuel cost. So what is the constraint here? Subject to constraint, the total load demand, this is going to be equal to the load outputs from each of the generating units, Pi. So you can write down each of the parameters here. Ft is total fuel cost, Fi is the fuel input to ith generator unit. Okay, and how many generator units that we have in total? We are taking n number of generating units. And what is Pd? This is the total load demand. And finally Pi, this is the output of ith generator unit. Now here we make use of the auxiliary equation, which is of the form the total cost, which is the objective, plus lambda times the constraint equation. Pd is equal to sigma Pi, right? So Pd minus sigma I is equal to 1 to n Pi. This is the auxiliary equation, and this lambda here, this is called as the Lagrangian multiplier. This equation, if you take as some g, let us say, okay, we are representing the function with the variable g. Now the optimal operation condition you can get by differentiating this with respect to the input from each generating unit. Why we are differentiating with respect to the power? Because that is the variable quantity, right? How much power should we get from each of the generating unit so that the most economic load dispatch is happening. So that's why we differentiate the auxiliary equation only with respect to Pi. Okay, so if this is equal to 0, this gives the condition for optimal operation. So now we will differentiate this partial differentiation, right? Because we are differentiating only with respect to the ith power. Dou Ft by dou Pi plus lambda times Pd, which is the total load demand. This is going to be constant, right? So we know what is the load that we require, total load that we require. So 0 minus dou by dou Pi of P1 plus P2 plus so on till Pn. So this is equal to 0. Now we are differentiating only with respect to the ith generating unit power, right? So dou P1 by dou Pi will be 0, dou P2 by dou Pi will be 0, only one term will be there, dou Pi by dou Pi, that will give you minus 1. So here you are going to get dou Ft by dou Pi plus lambda into 0 minus 1 is equal to 0. Now Ft also, it is the summation of individual fuel costs, right? So what will you get here? Dou by dou Pi of F1 plus F2 plus so on till Fn minus lambda is equal to 0. Now the fuel cost of ith generating unit, it will depend on the power output of that unit. All other fuel costs, they are not going to depend on Pi. Okay, so only Fi is going to depend on Pi. So here you are going to get the final equation dFi by dPi. So here you see you have converted from partial derivative to total derivative because Fi is going to depend only on Pi. It's not going to depend on anything else. So it is total derivative. This is equal to lambda. So here in place of I you can substitute 1, 2 and so on till n, right? So you can get that the incremental fuel cost, all of these should be equal to one another, dF2 by dP2 and so on till dFn by dPn. This is equal to lambda. So this is the condition for optimal operation, but here we have neglected the transmission losses. So this is the condition for optimal operation. Next we will consider the load dispatch problem with transmission losses. So the transmission losses we will define as, we will represent as PL. So this is the total transmission losses. Okay. Now what is the objective? The objective will remain the same. The objective is to minimize the total cost, right? So minimize f of t is equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to n f of I. This is the objective. Then what are the constraints? So here we have the transmission losses as well. So the generator output, the total generator output, it should cater to both the load demand as well as the losses. So what will this be? PD plus PL is equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to n Pi. This is the constraint. Now in the same procedure, what is the auxiliary equation? If you take this as some function, say g, so this is equal to the objective function f of t plus lambda times the constraint equation, right? So PD plus PL minus sigma Pi. Once again, dou g by dou Pi is equal to 0. This will give you the condition for optimal operation. So what are you going to get here? Dou by dou Pi of Ft plus lambda times PD plus PL minus sigma Pi. This is equal to 0. So this you are going to get Ft, if you expand, F1 plus F2 plus so on till Fn. Now with respect to Pi, if you differentiate, you are going to get dFi by dPi, the total derivative of only the ith fuel cost, plus lambda times PD differentiation is 0 plus dou PL by dou Pi. The transmission losses will depend on the generating power, it will depend on the current, right? Minus 1. This is equal to 0. So you are going to get finally lambda is equal to dFi by dPi divided by 1 minus dou PL by dou Pi. Okay, so this is the condition for optimal operation. So this is when you are considering the transmission losses as well. Okay. Now we'll do one question. The incremental cost characteristics of two generators delivering a total load of 200 megawatt are as follows. So dF1 by dP1 is given, dF2 by dP2 is given. What should be the values of P1 and P2 for economic operation? So what is the condition for economic operation? Here losses are not given, only the total load demand. This is given as 200 megawatt and the incremental fuel costs are given, right? So for the case of no transmission losses, what is the condition for economic operation? The incremental costs should be equal. So dF1 by dP1 is equal to dF2 by dP2. So you're going to get 2 plus 0.01 P1 is equal to 1.6 plus 0.02 P2. So this is a relationship between P1 and P2. We have one equation. In addition, what is the sum of P1 and P2? P1 and P2 are the outputs of first and second generating units, right? So they should be able to cater to the total load demand. That is P1 plus P2 is equal to PD, which means that P1 plus P2 is equal to 200. This is the second equation. So we have two equations and two variables. So what you're going to get if you solve, you're going to get P1 is equal to 120 megawatt and P2 is equal to 80 megawatts.